every story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is a story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Thank you for joining us on CoreTV News this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Determined to put an end to the incessant terror attacks on the country, the Nigerian Army has announced the commencement of massive recruitment into the service. The Director, Army Public Relations, Olajide Laleye, a Brigadier General, made this disclosure at a press briefing in Abuja. He stated that the exercise, which started with online registration for interested applicants, will last until June 21st, 2014. Laleye advised that only those who would be willing to fight in the Northeast should apply for the recruitment. President Goodluck Jonathan issued the directive for more recruitment into the Army in March after the Chief of Army Staff, Kenneth Minima, had briefed him about the operations of the Nigerian Army. The Army spokesman says that some of the new recruits would be deployed primarily in the Northeast to take part in the ongoing campaign against the Boko Haram insurgents in the region. According to Laleye, the Army leadership is also carrying out the annual recruitment exercise to replace some military personnel who had been killed in action. He emphasized that the Army would also commission interested candidates through the Direct Short Service Commission and the Short Service Commission. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Abubakar, visited the just bombing scenes and declared that the federal government was fully committed to ending terrorism in the country. The IGP commended the Plateau government's efforts in the fight against insurgency and promised to continue to work with the state to tackle the menace.
This is a very unfortunate incident. We as security agency will do everything humanly possible to unmark those who committed this desertly act, and no government can tolerate this kind of situation anywhere in the world. Because of the concern and passion of Mr. President, he has sent me here to come and see the level of what has happened. Convey back to the president what I have seen. Already investigation have started. All security agencies have partnered and connected and collaborated to ensure that we do what we are expected to do. I will appeal to the good people of Plateau State to continue to be patient and equally collaborate with security agencies in way of giving information and intelligence so that we can be able to unmark those who this very callous act.
Also, the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, Sani Sidi, has visited the site of the twin bomb blast in Jos that claimed the lives of over 100 people, including 2 children. Sidi promised assistance to the victims of the blasts and says the agency is collaborating with hospital management in Plateau to provide adequate medication to those hospitalized.
Highly condemnable. On our part, as an agency, we are going to work very closely with the Plateau State government and the hospital management here to ensure that we assist the victims of this bomb blast so that they can recover very quickly.
The United Nations Security Council Al-Qaeda Sanctions Committee will today vote on the status of Boko Haram. Coordinator of the National Information Center and Director National Orientation Agency, Michael Mary, made this known to journalists on the ongoing war against terrorism in the country. Nigeria had on Tuesday formally asked the United Nations Security Council Al-Qaeda Sanctions Committee to blacklist Boko Haram for the kidnapping of the over 200 schoolgirls from Government Secondary School in Chibok last month. There is no objection by the 15-member Council Committee, which operates by consensus. Boko Haram is expected to be sanctioned. Omeri, who expressed optimism that the council would cast a positive vote on the request, also puts the official casualty figure of the twin bomb blast in Jos at 75. Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu is demanding a united front against what he says is gradually becoming a culture of bombing. He described the twin bomb attacks in Jos as callous and unacceptable. Ekweremadu noted in the statement that Nigerians could not afford to continue to live in this manner. He argued that those behind the insurgency are the common enemy. He urged all Nigerians to close ranks in a view to stamping them out. The All Progressives Congress says it holds the solution to the many problems confronting the nation and blamed the ineffectiveness of the People's Democratic Party for the many challenges facing the country. This is the high point of the official flag presentation to the party's candidate, Kayode Fayemi, in the forthcoming Ekiti governorship election. Ekiti State correspondent Rashid has details in this report presented from our studios.
In a bid to defend its decision for holding a public rally less than 24 hours after the twin blast in Jos that killed over 100 people, National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressive Congress says why the party did not cancel the rally.
If it were possible, we would not be here today celebrating. However, we are constrained to be here because we can't change the INEC timetable. However, out of deep respect and to reflect the mood of the nation today, we are going to cut out a lot of the fanfare.
The party's governors blamed the federal government for its inability to stem the rising insecurity in the country.
This is indeed not the nation that we have all dreamt of. But suffice it to say that we cannot just fold our hands on daily mourning and crying. Something must be done to bring about this change in the way things are done in the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Can we continue to have such people in government? For 50 years, our nation has been discovered and misused. Starting from Ekiti, going to Osun, Nigeria was a no to people.
The interim national chairman of the party, Bisi Akonde, presented the flag to Governor Fayemi, who says that APC has the capacity to take Ekiti State in Nigeria to a greater height.
We believe in a society built on constituents' mutual obligations to each other, in which we are all partners in progress. A society in which the state is committed to empowering all citizens, not just a few, to live to the fullest of their potential. We believe that our call to leadership is a covenant between us and our forebears, whose sacrifices ensure the creation of Ekiti State, and also between us and future generations for whom we hold the state in trust.
National leader of the party, Bola Tinubu, warned against the militarization of Ekiti during the election. He advised voters not to be afraid.
Who pay the salaries of army? We the people, we are their employers. They are supposed to protect us, right? Don't be afraid. Go there. Demand your rights. You will not have this again until another 4 years.
We are here to ensure that the people of Ekiti will have a government that our children will be able to benefit from and be proud of.
The Ekiti State governorship election holds on June 21st. This rally seeks to show how much support Governor Fayemi enjoys from the leadership of his party.
In a swift reaction to that, the leadership of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has accused the opposition party, All Progressives Congress, of celebrating terrorism in the country. It says the APC ought to have cancelled the governorship rally it held in Ekiti because of the just bombings where more than 100 people died. The National Publicity Secretary of the party, Olisa Metu, who briefed journalists after the weekly meeting of the members of the party's National Working Committee, says the APC remains the beneficiary of series of bombings in the country. But when reminded that the PDP and President Goodluck Jonathan were in Kano a day after the first bombing at Yanya, Abuja, where over 75 people died, Metu says that was in the past. The APC, according to Metu, has shown that it is a party of hypocritical lots who thrive only when there is violence. He asked Nigerians to make their deductions by asking which political party is benefiting from the spate of bombings in the country. It's CoreTV News on the Hour. I'll be back with more shortly after this break.
Nigerians continue to travel the city of Lagos.
There is still a poor level of
Be the first to know from the north, south, east, west and around Africa. We break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV.
A 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you join us again. You're watching CoreTV News on the Hour. For more information on our news and other programs, visit our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can also follow us on our Twitter handle at CoreTV News NG, as well as watch editions of programs and news on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV News. And outside Nigeria, radical new South African lawmakers shook up the normal opening of parliament by turning up for the former re-election of President Jacob Zuma in bright red overalls topped by red berets and hats. The economic freedom fighters say that Zuma's African National Congress has betrayed the trust of poor black South Africans since taking power at the end of apartheid 20 years ago. The newly formed party, led by breakaway ANC Youth League Julius Malema, won 25 seats in the 400-seat parliament in elections earlier this month. Members of parliament representing other parties wore traditional
We're feeling great,
suits.
ecstatic. We feel that this is history in the making, and it's a symbol of what's going to come when we do become a government in the not-so-distant future.
The reason why we have this vibrancy of democracy is because of the policies of the ANC of ensuring that there's plurality of views in our country, so that this rainbow nation must have the advantage of all views and persuasions in South African society.
And that's it on CoreTV News this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Core Digest continues shortly. Stay with us.